Hi, this is Shane Goodwin again. I'm just doing a part two, a little follow-up to how you should grade the projects as best you can to stay organized. And we put together for you a Word document here that you'll find in your course that summarizes all the projects with the rubrics at the beginning in terms of points. And then we've got in red here some solutions. So that budget case study, for example, is pretty straightforward when they watch the BYU TV video, and we've got some answers that you can consider there. And also at the very bottom I've got some results that they would need to have on their March spreadsheet for Sarah Hilliard's case study. The general savings plan is pretty straightforward. A lot of flexibility there just to make sure their three methods match up, and then you've got some ponder-proof questions that are worth 2 points apiece. Generally speaking, we've placed 2 points on each ponder-proof question so that gives you some flexibility of giving them a 1 out of 2 for attempting, so that their points stay relatively high. And then remember, in the key template, you'll have the answers to those ponder-proof questions based on the inputs they provide you. 401k, likewise, I've just made a few comments here, and so I wanted to call your attention here to something I found that works really well when you have discussions with your students about the 401k. What I like to do is to pull together their results, and so I'm going to take you to a spreadsheet that I've built and used over each semester. Here's my latest that I did for my second block class here, fall of 2013. I just jotted down what types of careers these students were choosing, what type of starting salary they were estimating, and sometimes they actually can't figure it out or they find faulty information. So I caution them in the beginning to watch out for the difference between a starting salary discussed on the internet versus, say, an average career salary. But then after they've done the project, they'll get various final balances based on their suppositions, and so I pull those all together, and then I just do a quick analysis with the basic statistics. But I like to point out to them that it would not be all that difficult for at least 2/3, I suppose, to be able to have $1 million in their 401k if they get started early and assume, no higher than, let's say, 7 or 8% for their portfolio. But I don't know, that's just an idea. The bigger picture, I think, and I feel even more strongly about, is that you're going to spend some quality time reading their reflection paragraphs. And so one thing that I've found that's useful is to share with the class just some random, or you might be actually more organized. Lately I've been actually keeping track of whose comments I'm using so that everyone, if at all possible, gets to have at least one of their paragraphs picked. And you don't need to feel obligated to use the entire paragraph, even just a few sentences. And I'd say maybe in that question and answer discussion board, you could post those after you're done grading. Bottom line is, what I try to do is emphasize that I do actually read the reflection paragraphs. I want them to take them seriously and to put some thought into what they're learning. And when they can see what other people have written, or they see that their own comment up there, then posted, either in your case on the internet, in my case I project it up on a screen, but I think it gives a little more legitimacy to the project, and especially to the reflection paragraph. So that's why the different colors is I just highlight different students for a particular project. I usually never do more than 4 or 5 at any one time. But that's kind of a rewarding part to grading the projects, is to see what they've actually learned in all these different areas. So I thought that was worth mentioning, and then let me go back to that rubric and finish my thought there too. Vehicle loan, home loan, pretty self-explanatory. On the charting with Excel project, this is the one they're going to post their charts, paste their charts into PowerPoint. I wanted to call your attention to the idea that you probably ought to take seriously this rubric, because if they're just putting together charts that aren't properly titled or set up with the right X and Y axes, then they should be penalized with some points. And then we've asked them to put a comment next to each graph or table, just in a little text box, to indicate anything that they see or any insight they have on that particular graph. The family budget, pretty straightforward there, I believe. You'll have some answers for the Elder Hills talk. They're going to do this one in their groups of 4 and 5, so the amount of grading will be a lot less stressful for you at the end of the semester. And more importantly, we want them to dialogue with one another about what cuts they would make to the budget, and so it makes for a good group project, and I think that's a great way to finish out the course. So that document right here, I'm hoping will be of use to you, just to give you a broad overview of how to approach some of the grading rubrics. So I thought that was helpful. If you have any questions regarding that, remember to contact your teaching group leader or the online course representative. And hopefully it's not too burdensome if you tackle it a little bit at a time, and you'll develop a speed, of course, a cadence as you go through, and you'll be able to get through these hopefully quite efficiently. So good luck in your grading of the projects. I hope they're meaningful, and if you have questions, let us know. Take care.